And now we move on to public forum presentations, and we have one Rebecca Finch and Claire Thompson from Extinction Rebellion. Thank you. This is the elephant in the room.
That's it. Kia ora, thank you. I was here a few months ago and we had a really exciting time. We had an exciting time because you declared a climate emergency. And it was a wonderful day, and many of you made beautiful impassioned speeches about our Tamariki's future, about beech forests that you'd seen dying, about conferences you'd been to where you learnt that every dollar that we spend on the climate crisis now saves us, I think it was $5 in the future, and how that we are sleepwalking into a crisis of outstanding proportions. So I'm just here to I guess remind you of that. I'm sure you don't need reminding. I know that your hearts are in this place, but I wanted to come here and speak to that today. So I'm here to encourage you to go further and faster with all your planning. Last night on the BBC, it was a BBC, online publication. Prince Charles, who I'm not a great fan of, but he is an environmental guy, he said this: "I'm firmly of the view that the next 18 months will decide our ability to keep the climate change to survivable levels." The next 18 months, survivable levels. And to restore nature to the equilibrium we need for our survival. The next 18 months is crucial in our planning and the way we organise our city as far as giving our tamariki a survivable future. Please remember that, 18 months. We have 10 years to get our carbon emissions below 45% below what they are now. And we've got 18 months, next 18 months are crucial. The IPCC report says that global emissions must peak by 2020 to keep the planet under 1.5 degrees. We're at 1.1 degrees now. I'm here to remind you of this. If the 45% cut target by 2030, if we're to get to the 45% cut in carbon emissions to be met, then plans really need to be in by the end of 2020. We're at 2019, we have 18 months. So I'm here because my grandfather grew up in Addington with 6 children. His wife died and all the children were under 20 years old. I'm here because when I was a young girl of 6 to 10 years old, I would go into Helen Clarkson's women's clothing shop on Lincoln Road, and one of my jobs was to rip up newspapers so we could use that as our toilet paper. I'm here because I need you to think about the crisis when you're planning. I don't want us to spend money on things that maybe aren't worthwhile. I'd rather no decisions be made. I wanted to read from this book here. I don't know if any of you have seen it. This is not a drill, this is reality. This is a quote from this book. It's a quote from this book, which was published before I was born. "We stand now where 2 roads diverge, but unlike the road in Robert Frost's famous poem, they are not equally fair. The road we have long been travelling is deceptively easy, a smooth superhighway on which we progress with great speed, but at the end lies disaster. The other fork in the road, the one less travelled, offers our last, our only chance to reach a destination that assures the preservation of our earth." Published in 1958, 10 years before I was born, Rachel Carson's Silent Spring. We are reaching the end game. Please keep that as the priority number 1 and your planning decisions and your choices for our tamariki. Any questions?
Thank you very much for the presentation. Presentation indeed. So thank you very much. I'm sure councillors will take that on board. So thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.